In today's video, we are going to talking about Adam Sandler. He's annoying by many people for being a light comedy actor, and a lot of people basically most remember Adam Sandler as a bad actor. And that's exactly why in this video I'm going to prove to you why you have been wrong this whole time. Because in this video I'm going to show you that he is a great actor and I have few ways to show you that. Adam Sandler didn't study to be a comedian. He actually studied to be a dramatic actor. He studied drama at NYU, which is a great film college. And during his academic period, he frequented comedy clubs, and it was in this environment that he developed his craft as a comedian. When you look at his films and see those same characters, many times the movies are extremely lazy. But other times, some movies are really funny. We begin to think of Adam Sandler as a stereotype. We cannot see the person behind these characters. And there is a very beautiful story that explains well who Adam Sandler is behind these characters. Do you know the Actors on Actors program? You can watch it here on YouTube, but only after this video, okay? This is a program where actors talk about their movies and also about their life stories. And in one of these programs, the guests were Adam Sandler and Brad Pitt. And at the end of this conversation, Brad Pitt tells a very beautiful story about Adam Sandler. When Adam Sandler studied at NYU, he was invited by his drama teacher to go to a bar to have a talk. This teacher, between a beer and another, said to Adam Sandler, "Man, this career is not for you. You have a heart, but I can see you as a dramatic actor. I like you a lot. You are a nice person, so I wanted to tell you that I think you should go find another profession. Because as an actor, I don't think you are going to work out." And some time passed, and Adam Sandler made a successful first movie, and he was being recognized all over the USA. And he was in the same bar celebrating with his friends. Because after all, he had finally gotten a nice paycheck and he was being known for his work. Adam Sandler had moved up a notch, and that same day, that teacher was also present at the bar, and Adam Sandler introduced him to his friends. And this would be a good moment in the eyes of many for Adam Sandler to tell the teacher that he was wrong. You didn't know what you were talking about, a moment of revenge in a way. And Adam Sandler introduced the teachers to his friends like this. This here is the only teacher who bought me a beer. And this history is really cool and says a lot about Adam Sandler. He's not a guy who carries regrets in relation to what he has already been told. He's a guy who is very focused and likes what he does, likes to make his light comedies and doesn't worry about what people will think about it after all. There are many people who like it and they are almost always successful works. No wonder Netflix signed an absurd contract with him. And in the career of any actor, there are several stages that are crucial to define how he will be seen by the public. When an actor is starting, he simply wants to win an opportunity, whatever it may be. Adam Sandler started out with comedy. From the moment he started out, he was put by everyone in Hollywood and even by the public in the box of comedians, and the factor of him not being seen in the drama. However much he studied during his life, it made him move further and further away from the possibility of making a drama. And then many people recognize with Uncut Gems that Adam Sandler is a really good actor. But actually, a few years ago, in a movie called Punch Drunk Love, another very talented director called Paul Thomas Anderson saw that Adam Sandler was an actor with more layers and that he could present a completely interesting character. And in this film, they did a spectacular job. At the time, the movie wasn't even received that well because people went to the theaters to find that Adam Sandler they were used to. In the end, what they found was a character suffering, a character in total conflict, a character with anger, a character with many layers. And that surprised many people because the feeling was, wow, he's a very good actor. But as there was this barrier between what people expected and what they found, maybe this movie is not remembered as well. To this day, in many interviews, many people talk about this role of him, and he simply said that everything that happened there was Paul Thomas Anderson's fault. That it was a director who believed in the work of Adam Sandler and who gave the actor confidence to stop seeing him as just a comedian. He started to realize that he could be an artist. who manages to navigate through other aspects as well. And the interesting thing about Adam Sandler's career that as a producer he chose to continue doing light comedies. But sometimes the directors write such interesting characters for the actor that he ends up accepting the challenge. And for having started out with the Uncut Gems, talking about this film becomes even more interesting. Because the Safdie brothers only realized the talent that Adam Sandler had precisely in the movie Punch Drunk Love. He has a very strong presence. He is an actor who just by being on stage already draws a lot of attention. In addition, he manages to demonstrate a sensitivity, a very great purity within the characters. And at the same time, he is also able to express anger. It is as if the actor had this self-control within him where he passes the comedy over everything he has that can be considered anger, insecurity, and other types of layers that he doesn't present in his more common characters in comedies. And then, when a director who is also an author writes a character that just explodes and takes him to these other places, Adam Sandler has many tools to achieve these results. But let's finally talk about Uncut Gems. The Safdie brothers had already offered the script to Adam Sandler 10 years before the film was released, but at the time, they still hadn't made the many films they had already made. They still hadn't been able to demonstrate their talents, so Adam Sandler, as much as he found the project interesting, said no. 10 years passed, the Safdie brothers made several good movies that I recommend you to watch. In Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler had 4 months to prepare to transform into Howard. And a very interesting thing that happened on the set and completely changed your approach is the fact that Safety brothers they tend to shoot with long lens. What does that mean? The camera is not close to the action. They like to shoot from afar because a lot of the scenes they shoot they recorded in the streets and without authorization. So they are ordinary people in the scene. They're passing by the street. And of course, if they saw the cameras, it would spoil the realism of the scene. So they choose to stay at a distance with the camera with long lens, and this allows them to do close-ups and get very close to the actors' faces without the camera needing to be there. And this is very interesting because for Adam Sandler, for example, he already works on a certain autopilot within his comedies. You can see this not only many times by his performance, but also by the direction. It's a very pragmatic direction. So the actor he was used, for example, when the camera was very close to his face, he gave more intensity to what he was doing. When he knew the camera was far away and his face wouldn't be caught so much, it already turned off a little. With Safety Brothers in Uncut Gems, he had no idea what the camera was picking up. He didn't know if the camera was on his face or if he was in the wide shot, a medium shot, so that made him need to be in a character the whole time. It's a very well written character with many layers that are presented through the film. What I found interesting about Adam Sandler's work in Uncut Gems is how he physically transforms the character's energy is very charged in how he become a little more hunchbacked. As he looks toward things, his voice is completely different from other characters. And of course, the way he relates to the world around him. He's an extremely cocked character and it is a story told in a cocked way too. The great merit of this film is in the fact the performance of Adam Sandler. What I found interesting here is that when there are challenges like this in Adam Sandler's life, he doesn't just embrace, but also stands out. He managed to deliver a character that involved not only the entire audience, but also other actors within the scene. He was completely transformed. The Safety brothers were completely blown away by what he accomplished here. If you haven't watched Uncle Jim's, I highly recommend it. I won't give you any spoiler here, but I was obsessed with Adam Sandler's performance in this work. I do believe that he is a good actor. Not necessarily he demonstrates this in all films. That is a fact. But what defines a good actor is his attitude towards his art and also some good choices. The luck is that the actor will always depend a lot on collaborative work, not only with the other actors, which is crucial, but also with the directors, who need to visualize the potential of each of these actors. So Adam Sandler, in some moments of his career, has already demonstrated that he is a great actor, not only a comedian, he is also a good actor. who stood out and should be remembered at awards. He even won the Independent Award and made a fantastic speech where he made fun of himself, where he spoke in a way about his career and how people see his work. He is an actor that I admire a lot. He proved with Howard the number of layers an actor can achieve within a film. The way in which the character is presented to us, the way in which he relates to each of the cores around him, and it is clear how he enters more and more into his own gambling addiction, and his situation gets worse and worse. And all is this only possible when an actor manages to handle a character like that with perfection. He tries to manipulate everyone around him. He tries to manipulate the world he's building. But in the end, what happens is that this whole world he made around him collapses on the character himself, and that's when a sequence of events that they are simply fantastic and chaotic. So when people ask me if Adam Sandler is a good actor, I always say yes. And if you thought he wasn't, he fooled you the whole time. Because at the end of the day, he's just an actor who prefers to spend most of his time doing light comedy. Each actor ends up actually choosing which career they want to follow from a certain point. What I found interesting is that Adam Sandler challenges himself however comfortable he may be. With the biggest contracts he can have, he still accepts a challenging projects like Uncle Jim's because he's not comfortable. And yes, he's always waiting for a new interesting character to fool everyone. If you like the video, click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you soon. Bye bye.